evening and welcome to Left, Right and Centre. Who would have thought that an injured horse would become a political tool the way Shaktiman has, whether as a mascot with the BJP's opponents or a weapon to hurl at the Uttarakhand government run by the Congress that's arrested the BJP MLA accused of causing the injuries. The BJP has called Ganesh Joshi's arrest a kidnapping at a time when a crucial vote was taking place in the State Assembly and every member's voice counts. Is the BJP forgetting that its own central minister, though, has spoken out against animal cruelty and demanded Joshi's suspension? Rights activists are demanding that this incident push the government on crucial amendments to an outdated Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act. Does a voiceless animal finally get the chance to be heard in these volatile political times? The shots coming in on our screen right now are from the Uttarakhand Assembly. There has been chaos at the Assembly. The budget was meant to be voted on today. The Harish Rawat government already on very shaky ground because of a rebellion within the Congress as well. And now with the latest by the BJP demanding a division of these votes. They are saying that Ganesh Joshi's arrest on a day when a critical vote was to take place is nothing short of a kidnapping. Ketki Angre joins us now for more on this from Dehradun. Ketki, what's the latest?
Well, there's chaos in the assembly right now, and in fact, all the MLAs are no longer in the house. They're outside in the corridors, both sides shouting slogans in favor of their leaders. But what is interesting, and these are fast-moving developments, there are 9 MLAs that are actually belong to the Congress who were seen on the side of the BJP in the well of the House when the Speaker rejected the division demand that was made by the BJP. So clearly there are these 9 Congress MLAs that could end up becoming the big problem for the Congress-led Harish Rawat government in Uttarakhand. Now, it's still not clear whether the House will reconvene today. It says this comes in the midst of reports that out of these 9, Vijay Bahuguna and Harak Singh Rawat possibly have already left the assembly complex. And then how does that play out? That's something that we will be tracking, as well as finding out whether the assembly will reconvene or not, because with 9 members now not really in the Congress fold, the 36th number that the Congress enjoys certainly falls way short of the majority. Maya?
Right, Ketki, we have also been talking about how this political standoff in the Uttarakhand government is being played, the BJP and the Congress playing each other on this. And, this incident around the horse seems to have become a perfectly well-timed political tool for both these parties to be going at each other with.
Well, certainly. In fact, from Monday, when the BJP was on the back foot because of the involvement of Ganesh Joshi and other BJP workers, as far as the incident regarding Shaktiman is concerned, they were on the back foot all this while. Then today, with the arrest of Ganesh Joshi, the BJP in attacking mode, even attacking, the Congress government, saying that this is nothing short of kidnapping. They also went to the governor saying that he should intervene, although the governor said he will try and see what he can do, which is constitutionally valid. But at the same time, the Congress had far more troubles to worry about internally. And those were the different factions at play. And these were, different MLAs loyal to different party leaders, and how they were actually not in favor of Harish Rawat continuing. And this is something that they were worried about that would, they were not expecting it to play out in this fashion. And they were trying to work back-channel negotiations on this. It's probably something that has not completely gone to the Congress plan, as we hear that Vijay Bahuguna and Harak Singh Rawat are among those MLAs who were the ones who moved to the BJP side when the chaos started in the assembly. Maya?
Right, Ketki, thanks very much for joining us with that update. Well, let's bring our focus back to what tonight's debate really is about. While that vote going on, as you can see, in the Uttarakhand Assembly and the chaos around it, the question really is, how did an injured animal, how did a horse who has had a leg amputated become the center of this political war between the state's BJP and Congress units? Joining us in the studio to talk about that, we have Gauri Molekhi, who's an animal rights activist and representative of the Animal Welfare Board of India. We have the Congress spokesperson Tom Barakan with us in studio. From Dehradun, we have with us Neha Joshi, who is Ganesh Joshi's daughter. Now, Ganesh Joshi is the BJP MLA who has been arrested today because of that injury that Shaktiman has suffered. We're being joined by the BJP spokesperson in Hyderabad, Krishna Sagar Rao, as well. Neha Joshi, let me open this discussion with you because, you know, the BJP and you, in fact, have said earlier in the day that your father's arrest is nothing short of a kidnapping by the state government, not taking into consideration what has happened as far as this horse's injuries are concerned.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on the show, first of all. And I'd like to say that, you know, the way he was arrested today was absolutely unacceptable. I mean, if you look at the ANI videos that I have seen and eyewitness accounts and various videos that have been circulating online, you'll see that you know, if a normal person were to be picked up by men in plain clothes in unmarked cars, what would you call it? Wouldn't you call it kidnapping and abduction? I would. So I think it was nothing short of an abduction, and also at such an important day when the budget is being voted upon in the state assembly. So, you know, I think it's all a political strategy, a political gimmick, and all of this has been motivated. I think the two primary victims in this, more so has been Shaktiman, but my father has been no less victim in terms of the harassment that he's been subjected to.
So, Neha Joshi, given that you are saying that Shaktiman has been a victim in this entire situation we've seen unfold in Uttarakhand, do you think that something like this, perhaps holding your father accountable for those injuries, maybe in a different way, not an arrest today on a day of a critical vote, is something that needs to be done as well?
See, I would condemn violence of any sort, right? And I'm not a person who would, you know, condone any sort of violence. But however, having said that, I wasn't there at that point, you know, surrounded by 35,000 people. A lot of those people had already been trampled on, seriously injured by the mounted police. Had I been there, if I was acting in self-defense, or, you know, in defense of my protesters, would I have picked up the lathi? However, if the intention was to hit someone, hit a human or an animal, the lathi would have hit someone. The SSP Dehradun has given an official statement confirming that the lathi never touched anyone, for that matter, not the least bit the horse, poor Shaktiman. So I think there is no case against Mr. Joshi.
Okay, well, Neha, we appreciate your candor in this, saying that whatever happened, violence cannot be condoned. There is, of course, a school of thought, and I'll bring Gauri into that in just a bit, that says that whether or not the lathi itself struck the horse or not, it was enough for a horse to be provoked when a lathi is raised in his face in the midst of those crowds. I think we let the animal rights...
But may I just interrupt you there? Because... Yeah. There was a sufficient time lag between when the lathi wielding happened and the point where the gentleman in white shirt pulled the horse, causing that terrible fall.
Okay.
So shouldn't that be taken into account at any point?
Well, absolutely, Neha. And as I said, we appreciate your candor on this. We will get Gauri to come in on that as well. But I want to take this to Tom Badakan next, because, you know, Ganesh Joshi's daughter, you have to give her credit for having made a very, very frank statement right now. The fact is that if they had to arrest Ganesh Joshi, if this had to be done, given what happened, the violence around those protests, why today? Why the day of the vote? The BJP is charging that, you know, you basically are threatened by the fact that you would have been voted down, and there would have been a situation where President's rule would have to be implemented in Uttarakhand, and this is basically the Congress's way of protecting itself today.
Well, the story begins with horse beating to horse trading. The charge, I can understand the daughter's concern about the father, which I think even if I had a daughter of her age, I would appreciate my daughter coming out and saying that in defense. I mean, I absolutely feel her grief in the matter, but point is, there's a candid camera there. Now, to say there has been a time gap, that it has been doctored, that the horse fell on its own leg, then you know, a leg had to be amputated and all that, it's a little difficult to swallow. Here's a man who's been seen beating the horse black and blue.
But I think, Tom Badakan, I mean, that aside, I think the point that's being raised by the BJP today
At what point in that video do you see the horse being beaten black and blue? Could you please point that out to me? I would really want to know.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
sorry,
surprised
but then
senior leaders,
the
people
leg
are
had to be
making
amputated.
statements.
The
Neha,
leg
just a
had to
moment.
be amputated.
We'll get back to that, but let Tom Badakan answer the question that I actually did
But
pose
I'm
to
sorry,
him.
could you please send me a screenshot of the video where you see his lathi actually hitting the horse? I would really appreciate
Right,
that.
Neha,
And
we'll
trust
get
me, I would stop defending him that very
Neha,
moment.
I understand you're agitated about this, and I would be too if it was my father, but just hold on a second. Let's get Tom Badakan to respond to the question that I actually did ask him.
No, please don't get
which
the
is-
father angle here. I'm just surprised at the sheer, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to ask him why the Congress chose today to arrest Ganesh Joshi.
Well, this is the decision of the district administration. There's been a uproar across the country on the site, and the leg had been amputated. Today, the papers are talking about it. And first the beating, then the leg had to be amputated. So action is by the district administration, keeping in view the local sensibility.
Yeah.
The entire state is full of these inputs. So I think the state took it more in the interest of not creating a problem. This is a case of probably an arrest to create a situation of peaceful coexistence, because otherwise the things would have gone out of control. This is my perception why they may have acted, but I'm sure the local administration
I
had
want to
its
bring
own.
Krishna Sagar Rao into this as well. Krishna Sagar Rao, what is the BJP's take on it? Let's not forget that a senior minister of the BJP government also actually has spoken out against this injury, the way this incident unfolded. We have contradictory claims about whether the lathi actually hit the horse or didn't hit the horse. Nonetheless, a lathi was raised in the horse's presence. Now, is that provocation enough? What are your views on this?
Maya, BJP is against violence of all forms, and certainly against a mute animal. And you know, on a lighter note, I think human beings are not equal with all the socio-economic issues, but animals are all equal. And this horse, Shaktiman, seems to be first amongst equals because it's a cop horse, it's a police horse. So certainly, you know, we take strong objection to whoever has done that to the horse. We give a benefit of doubt to our MLA for the reason that we cannot have selective trust on the videos doing rounds. At one end, we say that the JNU videos are doctored, and most of the videos which were played out were doctored. And why can't this be doctored? Because the inquiry is still on. Until unless the state machinery, the enforcement machinery clarifies that it is not a doctored video, we cannot trust it. So we certainly go by what our MLA says, and we'll give him a benefit of doubt. Now the second part of it is which is crucial, Maya, is this smacks of a political conspiracy, nothing less than that. This also smacks of a pre-planned conspiracy to save their own skin and the government. Because there is a dissidence in this party since long, about a couple of weeks now, and certainly at the point where the budget thing is happening, this man is our MLA has been abducted. It's a clear kidnap, because even my dear friend Vadakanji is saying, keeping in view of the sensitivities, he has been arrested. You know, he has to be arrested under certain law. Maya, just give me 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Maya, please.
Okay,
what I'm stating is, the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals 1960 Act, under section 11(1)(a), even if it were hypothetically taking that our MLA has caused injury, is a non-cognizable offense. You don't need this much of a drama to, kidnap or abduct or come in unmarked cars to take an MLA.
Okay, I want to bring Gauri Malekhi into
out
this.
of all, he's an MLA, for God's sakes.
Okay, Krishna
And he's
Sagar
not
Rao.
going to run away.
He's a right to do everything.
All right, I want
an
to bring...
MLA can beat anybody, beat a horse, dumb horse.
That's
all your right,
Tomji.
Mr.
All right,
Rao.
Tom Badakan and Krishna Sagar Rao.
Congress doesn't
Mr. Rao and
Congress
Mr.
doesn't
Badakan,
have an
just a
ethical
moment.
or
These are
moral
live
platform
shots
to talk
coming
about,
in from that
talk
place.
about
There was
violence.
no time for
We all
doctoring
know
like
what you have done in
JNU.
1984
My friend,
riots.
it was a
You know
live
what you have done to
telecast.
human beings.
It was a
Forget about
live
animals.
telecast,
Tom
live
Vadakanji,
telecast from the
2008
location.
All right,
human
No
beings.
time for doctoring. So please,
2,806.
your own your
let's
own
not talk
methodology
about
of
Krishna
doctrine
Sagar Rao,
doesn't
Krishna
work.
Animal
Sagar
love.
Rao and
You
Tom
don't have
Badakan,
love for human
gentlemen.
beings.
Sir, I think you underestimate
Gentlemen.
You don't have love for human
Yeah,
beings.
gentlemen.
You're violent to human beings.
I'm going to have to
No time
turn
to
your
talk
mics
about
down,
it.
gentlemen.
Don't
We want to
preach.
get Gauri Moleki in on this as well. Gauri, you know,
Please, Tom Badakanji, don't preach.
Krishna Sagar Rao, just a
You
moment,
beat
sir.
a horse,
Tom Badakan and
we
Krishna
have
Sagar Rao,
witnesses,
just
mute
a moment,
witnesses.
sir.
The whole
killed
country is
people.
watching you, and your
you
MLA
Tom
is a privileged
Badakan
man.
and
Badakanji.
Krishna Sagar Rao,
Don't
please,
forget-
gentlemen, one
Don't
moment.
forget Jagdish Titlers.
Krishna Sagar
Don't
Rao,
forget
one moment.
Sachin Kumars.
Let's not
Okay, ma'am,
digress. Let's not digress to other issues. We can come
No,
back
I'm
to
only
Jagdish
saying,
Title
Maya.
another time. Krishna Sagar Rao, one moment, sir. There is
Okay.
Gauri Moleki waiting to get in
Yeah.
on this. Just a moment, sir. Gauri, go ahead.
Mr. Rao has pointed out a very important fact that Section 11 of Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act is non-cognizable and bailable. Hence, even an FIR cannot be registered under that section. Only a complaint case in the court can be put in. So, Mr. Ganesh Joshi could not have been arrested under that section. That's completely true. But then again, it's true that the FIR against Mr. Joshi was not lodged under this section at all. It was lodged under Section 11 1L and under section 429, 188, 504, 152 IPC. So, you know, there are various other provisions of law, statutory provisions which he violated, for which his arrest may have happened. As the district authorities would be able to tell you better, but certainly it did not happen only because he injured the horse, and that is the misfortune of our legal system. In India, we have thousands of these acts, and some of them are so archaic we have not had the time to revise them. Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960 still is, carries penalties of what, 50 rupees. Almost all sections are non-cognizable. We need to revise that. The previous revision of this act, the spate of rules that came out was during Mr. Vajpayee's time in 2001, and ever since then nobody has had the decency to revise the penalties. We are hoping that this regime would consider bringing up a Shaktiman Act to revise the penalties, just like the Nirbhaya Act.
Right.
came in.
Gauri, as we talk about that as well, I want you to respond to what Neha Joshi has also said. I mean,
Yeah.
this issue of the video, the issue of whether this lathi actually struck the horse or didn't strike the horse, respond to that.
Yeah. Although the matter is sub judice now, so it would not be correct to, focus too much on it. But certainly the videos came in instantly. There could not have been any doctoring. However, just the absence of that one picture where the lathi is touching the horse, doesn't prove any innocence on part
There
of
is
Mr.
a picture
Joshi.
of the lathi being raised in front of the horse. That
Absolutely.
picture does
There's
exist.
enough evidence. Had there not been enough evidence, there wouldn't have been a national uproar. And however, the truth of the videos and the pictures will certainly be gone through during the trial. But certainly, prima facie, how can one deny anything? Also, I would like to say that this is kind of an aberration. This is not the normal ideology. I would agree with Mr. Rao. This is not something that we expect from a party like BJP that upholds animal rights. This is an aberration. What Mr. Joshi did is an aberration.